The Boys' Sunwoo recently addressed the controversy surrounding a viral video involving his AirPods. To explain, in the clip, he's seen dropping his AirPods, which are then picked up by a security guard who returns them with both hands. From the video, netizens assumed that Sunwoo had ordered the security guard to pick them up and failed to thank him, leading to a wave of criticism. However, Sunwoo has since clarified the situation. After seeing the backlash, he explained that he understood how his actions appeared rude, but the reality was different. He mentioned that a fan had shouted something at him, causing him to miss the moment his AirPods fell. When he realized what had happened, he called out, "My AirPods," and began looking for them. By the time the security guard picked them up, Sunwoo had already expressed his gratitude. He ended it with, "I can totally understand how it could be seen that way. If someone holds the door for me, I always say thank you. Don't worry." His clarification helped fans understand that the hate he received was built on a false narrative, leading to widespread frustration among his fan base. One fan posted, "You all nitpick and overanalyze every little thing the boys do too much these days." One fan humorously suggested that Sunwoo must have gone through about 30 pairs of AirPods, so it's no surprise he would react strongly if he lost another pair. In the end, fans expressed hope that this incident would serve as a reminder to netizens not to stir up drama over misunderstandings they created themselves. NewJeans and Adore faced off in court on April 3rd over the validity of their exclusive contract, and it's clear this dispute isn't ending anytime soon. During the hearing, NewJeans' side argued that Adore is no longer the same company they originally signed with, pointing to the complete management overhaul. They claimed this change made it impossible to fulfill their original contract and that their reasons for terminating it were valid. Even if no single reason was enough on its own, they believed that together, they showed an irreparable breakdown in trust. They stressed that the issue wasn't just about Min Hee-jin, but about how Adore had fundamentally changed after her removal. They also criticized the company for failing to plan for a new producer if Min Hee-jin was going to be pushed out, adding that they were left in the dark about key decisions. Ultimately, they urged the court to consider whether the Adore they signed with still exists in the same form today. However, Adore pushed back, calling these claims inconsistent. They said, "In regards to production, the defendant says they cannot promote without Min Hee-jin and that they must be together. While it is true that Min Hee-jin contributed to creating what NewJeans is today, it makes no sense to say that NewJeans cannot exist without Min Hee-jin." The company also argued Min Hee-jin chose to leave, insisting that they had offered her a producer role, but she refused unless she was made CEO. They argued that Adore, as a subsidiary of HYBE, has plenty of producers available, making it unreasonable to claim that only Min Hee-jin could handle NewJeans' activities. They also pointed out that the group successfully prepared for and completed their Hong Kong performance without her, contradicting their own claims. Additionally, Adore's side said NewJeans cut off communication entirely, leaving the company no chance to resolve the situation. In their view, it was unfair to blame the company for halting production when the group refused to show up for work. Interestingly, Adore insisted they had provided full financial support, fairly distributed profits, and made significant investments in building NewJeans' brand. They claimed that revenue settlements continued even after the group sent their contract termination notice. They also dismissed accusations that HYBE was against NewJeans, calling them unreasonable, and pointed out that they had made an unprecedented investment in the group. While Adore expressed willingness to negotiate, NewJeans' side argued that a settlement was impossible due to the members' mental states. Regarding the cast, the chief judge stated, "I've seen many cases of idols wanting to terminate contracts because of settlement issues, but this is a special case. Isn't the breakdown of trust an abstract concept? I will have to think about how to take on this case because each person feels differently about trust." The hearing only fueled more backlash against NewJeans, as many found their arguments unconvincing. While some appreciated that the group brought up new points instead of repeating the same claims, their reasoning still didn't seem solid enough to justify ending the contract. A commenter wrote, "CEO of Adore being changed does not mean you can just break a contract and not pay any fee. Even if that's your main problem, at least pretend it's not and talk about something that would actually make you look like the victim." In addition to the general backlash, some netizens also criticized the members for what they saw as dining and dashing, calling it absurd that they were fighting to leave Adore in court while continuing to receive settlement payments every month. In relation to this, one netizen said, "So they've been collecting their dues but whining at the same time. Just please cough up the contract termination fees and leave." On the other hand, some people questioned why K-pop fans were supporting a giant company like HYBE over NewJeans, suggesting that if the group wins, it could set a fair precedent for contracts in the industry. It was pointed out that it's concerning artists can't speak out or leave toxic work environments, and even more troubling was the support from netizens and fans for the company that's fostering such an environment. With the next court hearing scheduled for June 5th, many believe it's unlikely the NewJeans members will come out of this without consequences. What's your take on this? Yeri and Wendy have officially left SM Entertainment following the expiration of their contracts. On April 3rd, Yeri shared a message on Bubble hinting at some news coming the next day. She mentioned that something about her and the agency would be announced on April 4th and wanted to give fans a heads up before they read it elsewhere. She reassured them that her love for them would never change. In a separate message, she expressed her gratitude to fans for their support, vowing to keep growing with more love and faith. Yeri ended her message with, "I will do better so that we can proudly love each other as we have done so silently. I love you with all my heart." The message was shocking, but it didn't take a lot of time for fans to piece together that Yeri would not be renewing her contract with the company. On April 4th, SM officially confirmed that both Yeri and Wendy had decided not to continue their contracts for solo activities. While they will continue to promote as members of Red Velvet, they now have the freedom to pursue individual projects under different management. While Yeri's message had given fans a moment to prepare emotionally, Wendy's departure still came as a surprise. Many believed her relationship with the company was stronger than Yeri's, so the news felt unexpected. Despite the shock, fans quickly came together to express their unwavering support, assuring both idols that they would be behind them no matter what direction they take next. Kiss of Life is in hot water after Julie's birthday livestream, and things aren't looking good for them. Posted on April 2nd, the livestream invite promised a birthday celebration for Julie with a dress code of old-school hip-hop vibes, which raised some eyebrows. But things took a turn for the worse once the livestream started. The members showed up in outfits consisting of oversized gold chains, hats, and hairstyles like bantu knots and cornrows, styles deeply connected to Black culture. As the livestream went on, the group faced even more criticism for their behavior, such as using exaggerated mannerisms, calling one member Lil Taco Bell, and speaking in a way that many felt mocked Black people. Fans also uncovered a message that Belle had sent to fans on Bubble a few days before the livestream happened, as she had written, "Please look forward to Julie Unnie's birthday content too, and promise you won't leave the fandom after watching it." So in a way, it was clear that the members knew their actions were wrong, but they seemed to prioritize mocking Black culture and artists instead. To say that people were shocked and taken aback would be quite the understatement. A Twitter user wrote, "I'm sorry, but what were they thinking? The hairstyles, the outfits, the movements. This is a mockery and a caricature of Black artists, and the theme being old school hip-hop doesn't change that." Julie had already faced controversy before, apologizing 2 years ago for using the N-word when she was a trainee. In that apology, she expressed regret, acknowledging how harmful her words were and how it made her realize the impact of her actions. She also mentioned that during her 6 years of training, she had grown and promised to be more careful in the future. But after watching the live stream, it seems clear she hasn't fully learned or changed as much as she claimed. To make things worse, the company pulled the live stream from all their channels and issued an apology on behalf of the members. On April 3rd, S2 Entertainment released a statement apologizing for causing discomfort. They explained that their intention was to celebrate hip-hop culture, which influences Kiss of Life's music. However, they admitted they failed to understand the negative cultural impact of the live stream. The company promised that both the members and staff would be more careful and respectful with cultural references moving forward. Despite the apology, it wasn't well received. Many felt it lacked sincerity because the members themselves didn't apologize directly and were instead hiding behind the company. While some understood why S2 Entertainment might not want the members to face more criticism, others felt it was disingenuous. As some pointed out, if the members could act like that on camera, they could apologize on one too. Others noted that the apology seemed to suggest, "We're sorry you feel offended," rather than genuinely owning up to the issue. One Twitter user even criticized the company's explanation, calling it absurd and commenting, "I have never seen nobody celebrate a culture that isn't theirs on their birthday just for it to consist of stereotypes, bad cosplay, and a heavy mockery of Ave mannerisms." Fans are still emailing the company, demanding a direct apology from the members, but it's becoming increasingly clear that recovering from this incident will be difficult for the group, given that much of their fan base consists of international supporters, and many of them have already distanced themselves from the group. It's safe to say that Kiss of Life may not achieve the level of success and popularity that many once predicted for them. Sadly, this type of controversy often doesn't leave a lasting mark, as some fans are willing to overlook such incidents in their unwavering support for their favorite idols. However, with a comeback slated for the summer, only time will tell if this scandal will have any long-term effects on their careers.